we aren't here today to hyperanalyze all of the Bruce Willis movies. We're here to hyperanalyze the worst Bruce Willis movies, as well as the worst in many other non-Willis related categories. That's right. Even though the Razzies has rescinded Bruce's award, we're still going to honor him with one. You know, I feel like the whole discussion of bad movies, Bruce Willis, and dementia, I think it's the perfect time to bring up Death of the Author. You see, back in 1967...
Stop stalling for time! This is the award ceremony!
But, Roland Bars!
There! Start the show!
But, Death of the Author!
Oh, honey. No. There ain't no time for that. We've got an award show to do. Oh, and by the way, everyone, there will be some small spoilers throughout. Not nearly as many as normal, so, I don't know. Maybe watch more movies.
High five! Head your head.
Jeez, that's not cranberry sauce.
Watch me.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our first annual Golden Raspberry Award ceremony. We're happy to have you here, and we're pleased to report that we have the full cast and crew here for this episode. I returned from Hawaii with not one, but 5 low-res digital golden pineapples. One for each of us to hand out, each one going to one of our favorite offenders in our personal category.
Wait, why 5?
Well, and don't get mad, but I found this cassette, and I'm calling him Ed. He was just stuck there, taped into his box. I don't think he could breathe. I feel so bad for him. His inner reel's all messed up, his corner's all busted up, and his tape is scratched. I'm not even sure if he'll play. But I figured if there's any place where a down on his luck VHS tape could find redemption in this crazy, no good, mixed up world, it's here, right? Right?
I mean, yeah, I guess. What movie is he? Rowdy, the Rotted Popper Story. That's a book. Rowdy Rotted Popper's a wrestler. I remember it because it rhymes.
Can I keep it, please? Can I, please?
Let's just get on with the show. Does someone have the golden pineapple categories for me? Alright, everyone, in honor of the Golden Raspberry Awards, we've decided to have our own awards ceremony. We here at Bad Movies Among Us have painstakingly crafted 5 low-res digital pineapples, each one copy and pasted more carefully than the last, and we're excited to be handing them out today to some of our favorite bad movies of the last year. We'd like to start off by announcing our categories, all of our nominees. We'll follow that up with the actual Golden Raspberry Award winners, followed by our award winners, with the only rule for eligibility for a BMAL Golden Pineapple being that the movie or someone associated with the movie must first have been nominated for a Golden Raspberry in the same calendar year. And, in an attempt to be as democratic as possible, each category will be associated with a specific host who will have sole discretion in choosing both the nominees and the winners for that category. So now that everyone knows the rules, and which movies are eligible for nominations, let's go ahead and get right into the hosts and the categories for the 2022 Golden Pineapple Awards. Starting off, Vera.
That's right, it's Vera, and I'll be deciding who wins the only award that actually matters this year, the 2022 Golden Pineapple for Hunkiest Play. First we have 2001 People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive, the Silver Stallion himself, Pierce Brosnan. Next we have a 50-year-old who looks like he's 20 years old. For his role as Treadway, the reincarnating super ninja destined to save humanity, Boston's own native stud, the sleek, the sexy, Mark Wahlberg. Woo! Next for his role as James Hewitt, an F-boy so fine he had to be hand-chosen by the Queen herself, a cowboy way out of the league of Gianna DeWall, we have Gareth Keegan. Next up, we have the lusciously lustrous 6'9" beast of a man, 250 pounds of solid muscle. It's the L-Train, Jumpin' James, the ninja, the king himself. Whew! LeBron James from Space Jam: A New Legacy.
My award is for the scene with the most gratuitous violence, and the nominees are Vanquish. She doesn't give a f***. She just shoots f***ers in the face. Just point blank. She doesn't even say hi. You're in my way. You, Bam.
Calm down, I have to censor all those.
You, Bam. And next, Infinite. For that f***ing honey scene. What the f***? Oh my god, it was so f***ing gross. What the f*** is that food? You don't use that as torture, you f***ing psychopath! Next up is the Misfits, for that scene where Jamie Chung beats the loving tar of two guys while strapped to a chair. Chip Fu! And last up, Twist, for Lena Headey as Belle. She's so goddamn evil, I love it! She might be more evil than Cersei. She's violent, she's filthy, she's f***ing mean, and she'll push you off a f***ing roof.
Oh God, calm down there, Raul.
No!
Okay, I think next is Ed. My category is for movies that didn't make my head hurt too much. Now, I'm not a speaker, but I watched some movies, and my first nomination is for Evan Hansen to go on more walks with his friends. My second nomination is Drone Gloves. My third nomination is for you to go on walks and eat regularly so that you don't get too tired. And my final nomination is for The Woman in the Window, because Amy Adams loves that window as much as that window loves her back. And I find that so touching.
Dude, what the
Good job, Ed. I will be announcing the winner for the Golden Pineapple in the coveted So Bad It's Good award. First up, we have Infinite, a sci-fi movie remnant of Tenet and solidly determined to rip off as many other recent sci-fi hits as possible. It rips off The Matrix. It rips off Inception. It rips off Tenet. It takes the entire Buddhist religion, whitewashes it, and shovels it into an action-packed 90-minute thriller of zero consequence. Next, we have Twist. Twist, a movie that's surprisingly better than its trailer suggests. Twist asks the pivotal question everyone was asking all throughout Game of Thrones. But what if Cersei could do parkour, though? A possibly pineapple-worthy performance. Next is Diana the Musical. A hand-jiving disaster sure to insult an entire nation and bad enough to already be developing canonized audience participation. And finally, we have The Woman in the Window, a movie in which Amy Adams seems like she's walked straight out of her role from Evan Hansen and right into a low-budget psychological thriller. Still crazy and still predatory. Will Amy Adams be crazy and predatory enough to take home the Golden Pineapple? You'll have to wait to see.
Finally, we have the cringiest moment category. For the Golden Pineapple, for the cringiest moment in a 2021 movie, the Golden Pineapple nominees are the entire feckety dress musical number in Diana the Musical, the scene in Karen in which Karen tries to use minor car repair as a way to try and predate on a young man, and next, any scene in Dear Evan Hansen where Amy Adams is making eye contact with Evan Hansen. And finally, the moment in Space Jam where microtransactions are introduced and all the rules cease to matter.
With all the Golden Pineapple nominations out of the way, let's make our way to what you've all been waiting for. The 42nd Annual Golden Raspberry Awards.
Up first for Worst Director nominees, we have Coke Daniels, responsible for directing Karen, a movie that tries to make it seem like casual racism in the suburbs is a surprising and unexpected occurrence. Stephen Chbosky for directing Dear Evan Hansen, a musical about suicide that managed to be both boring and offensive. Christopher Ashley for Diana the Musical, a musical that name-drops enough British pop stars to make your ears bleed Elvis Costello. Rennie Harlan for The Misfits, a heist movie that ends up on this list for failing to answer the most important question key to any heist movie: when are the zombies coming? And finally, Joe Wright for Woman in the Window, a psychological thriller that fails to thrill and with nothing left to do, spends its last half hour devolving into a simple stab-style slasher movie. And I have the envelope here, and for Worst Director, we have Christopher Ashley for Diana the Musical. That's one for Diana, everyone.
Woo! Yay, Diana! Woo! Next up, we have the Golden Raspberry for the Worst Screen Combo. The nominees: LeBron James, and any Looney Tune character unfortunate enough to share the screen with him. Next, any combination of cast members who participated in the satanic ritual so brazenly disguised as musical numbers in Diana the Musical. Once again, we have Ben Platt, and the entire cast of Dear Evan Hansen, all of the characters but only as they're imagined in his schizophrenic musical delusions that steamroll through his mind. And the envelope. And it looks like the award. The award goes to LeBron James as well as all the other Time Warner properties shoveled into this needlessly long and worthless movie. Next up is the Razzie Redeemer Award. Nomination winners are Wilfred Smith for King Richard, Jamie Dornan for Breakfast, and Nick Cage for Pig.
It's Dornan.
Hands down for Breakfast. James Dorman?
It's Jamie Dornan.
Jamie Dorman.
Dornan, Ed. Dornan.
Jamie Dornan for breakfast. I'm having Jamie Dornan for breakfast.
I'll have him for breakfast, too.
Excellent.
It's also Belfast.
Belfast Breakfast is the winner, and the award goes to Nicolas Cage for Pig. Oh my! The award goes to Nicolas Cage for the Pig.
Good job, Ed.
Ed, it says King Richard. No, it doesn't. Because Pig's a much better movie, and I'm sure it won, because I'm going to give it to Charlie Day and Nicolas Cage. No, that's not it. The winner for the Razzie Redeemer Award is Will Smith for King Richard. But didn't you see the Oscars and what Will Smith did at the Oscars? See, look! Oh, jeez. No, Harry, you're aware of this?
Of course I was aware.
Okay. I guess we're going to just go ahead and give it to Nicolas Cage.
You should give it to Jamie Dornan for Belfast.
Looks like we have a split decision. I guess the Golden Raspberry Redeemer Award will have to be split between Nicolas Cage and Jamie Dornan. Great job for both of you, honestly. We love your work, and we can't wait to see more.
Next up is Golden Raspberry for the Worst Screenplay. For Worst Screenplay, we have Karen, a movie where Code Daniels tries to doppelganger Jordan Peele, but ends up looking like Keegan-Michael Key instead. Next up is the brilliantly choreographed, amazingly costumed Diana the Musical. And oh my god, Gianna Duval just looks so beautiful in this musical.
Right,
I don't know how you all could be so critical. It's a great musical. The next movie in this Worst Screenplay category is... Oh, come on! Misfits has Pierce Brosnan in it. How could you nominate this movie? You're all terrible. Brosnan is a total hunk, and you're all terrible people, and you should be ashamed of yourself. He was James Bond. Don't you remember GoldenEye? Huh.
Yeah, he was Sam in Mamma Mia. He sang next to Meryl Streep, and it was magical. Magical, you hear me? Don't listen to them, Vera. They're dumb. They're fucking dumb. You.
I guess we just have to keep going. Next up, oh thank God, a movie that actually deserves to be here. Next is The Woman in the Window, and frankly, I see why. Amy Adams looks terrible in this movie. Oh my god, the whole movie. She looks like a blanket. The costume is terrible, and her lighting makes her look like she's going crazy. I have no sympathy for someone who can't even call 911 to have a light bulb changed. And when she does call, it's not even for that. She doesn't even put on lipstick or makeup or anything. Oh, gross. She could at least dress up for the responding officers, but no, not Amy Adams. These boys were working hard, Amy. You should at least show a little leg for all their effort. Some girls. Anyway, for the final spot, we have Twist. And the real twist of this movie is that Raph Law only manages to look hunky in the trailer, but never in the actual movie itself. It just makes me so frustrated. And the winner is... No! That was the best movie on the list! Did you see how cut Gareth Keegan is in this?
Vera, come on.
No, I'm not reading it. No, you read it. You read it. Because it's your stupid show anyway.
Vera? So worst screenplay goes to Diana the Musical. That's another one for Diana, everyone. Congratulations, Diana.
Next up, we have Worst Prequel, Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel. This is a big one, everybody, and we have some big contenders. First up is Space Jam: A New Legacy, a good movie turned into a bad video game that was somehow Frankenstein back into a terrible movie once again. Next is Tom and Jerry, aka Space Jam: A New Legacy. Just a fewer characters, but somehow